Well, now she can think about Elena Ostapenko over the next few hours, but today she's going to savour this moment. Sign a few autographs, have some selfies. She looks in shock. I'm not sure she can quite believe what she's done here today.
No, I don't think she can. I think that's the emotion that connects us all, that connects sport. It brings people together for moments like this, the uncertainty, the excitement, and she's had one of the best days of her career on this beautiful #1 court, and she's had the privilege of sharing it with so many incredible people, and I think now she just wants to savor it with her team. And how exciting to be in the second round of Wimbledon here at the Championships for the very first time.
Coach Matteo Donati delighted. And a scream of euphoria, just the shock, the happiness, the pleasure, and maybe the inspiration this will give her at Wimbledon 2024. The way she wrestled momentum back her way, the tempo she played at, the conviction. And here we go, confirmation. Let's look at the stats of how she did it. And once again, Ash, the purple is on. Again.
It was a match that changed radically with momentum, and Yulia Putintseva was able to dominate off her own serve, which, as I mentioned a couple of times, is not historically something that she's done well before. It's not an area that's a massive weapon, but today she was able to control the tempo and moved into the net beautifully, used her drop shot effectively, used a variety. But I'm looking at this stat sheet on Iga's side. 38 unforced errors is just... It's far too hard to win a tennis match when you're hitting that many unforced errors. She was pressing. She was forced to try and problem solve today. But Yulia just tightened the screws and really put her under the pump.
So congratulations to Yulia Putintseva, who will play Elena Ostapenko in the 4th round.
From farmers to athletes, changing the way the game is played starts before anyone else is watching. Vital Farms, raising the standards.
Barclays is proud to partner with Wimbledon. We appreciate the teamwork, passion, and precision it takes to achieve success. And with the right team behind you,
configurable terrain response. Effortless in the extreme.
This summer, experience the next frontier in footlong snacking. Introducing new $3 footlong dippers.
We'll shoot you.
What?
And so Caroline Wozniacki leads the way with the champion from a couple of years ago, Elena Rybakina, following. And Caroline Wozniacki, who has taken some years out of the sport, having retired in 2019, having won her first Grand Slam title. She's had 2 children since then, but is back on this wonderful stage, joined by Elena Rybakina, who 2 years ago, well, she was unstoppable. And this is a first opportunity for them to meet, and a first opportunity for myself, David Law, and Tracy Austin to see these two in action against one another, and it's one I'm personally very much looking forward to.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me because you have Caroline Wozniacki, who is former world #1, but just about the time that she was retiring, played her last match at the Australian Open 2020, January 2020. That's when Rybakina, she was starting to rise. Rybakina winning her first title, but at a lower level in 2019. So first meeting, and a real contrast in styles.
Yeah, the big hitting Rybakina against one of the steadiest, most solid players the sport has seen in the last 15 years or so. She spent a period of time, Wozniacki, commentating on tennis for Tennis Channel in the United States, and I think she probably watched it and thought, you know what? I can still do this.
Yeah, it's interesting. She was also talked about, I was reading an article, she talked about she was going to play an exhibition, so she started to practice in Florida, and her dad came out and watched, and then afterwards they both kind of looked at each other and said, I'm playing pretty well. I'm hitting the ball beautifully, and she decided to come back, and came back at Montreal of last year.
Similar story when Kim Clijsters made her return, and she came to the opening of the centre court roof and played in an exhibition match there, and just suddenly the love of hitting the ball, of competing, it was still there.
Absolutely, and it's just something that you've done since you were a little kid. You're really good at it, and Caroline, a lot of mothers have come back. We've seen Osaka, Azarenka, Serena has come back, Svitolina, but they all have one kid. Amazingly, Caroline Wozniacki, she has 2, a little girl about 3 and a little boy about 1.5.
Yep. It's her children, Olivia, the eldest, James, the youngest, and her opponent, well, when she is on this surface, she is a formidable player.
She really is, and it all came together for Elena Rybakina in 2022, winning the title here. She's got one of the bigger serve. She's usually either the ace leader or one of the top, because her serve is so fluid, so close to the baseline. It's powerful, and it's so important for her to serve well, particularly today against Wozniacki. But Rybakina has beautiful strokes, very fluid, hard hitting. She's not bad at the net either. If she can get in there, she's got some good hands to finish points off with.
Yes, I remember her playing the wonderful Australian Open final listed there, where she was runner-up to Arina Sabalenka, and that was one of the great matches of that year, and she played a lot at the net during that match and showed that adeptness there. Pretty tricky second round, that one. Laura Sigmund, who's a tenacious player, and she's had some ill health of late, as Elena Rybakina. She's actually either withdrawn ahead of matches or retired from 5 of her last 9 tournaments. So hopefully those health worries are behind her.
And the last one was in Berlin, where she was in the second round and just played 4 games against Azarenka. That Berlin was a couple of weeks before Wimbledon on grass, and she was just in so much cropping up.
Caroline Wozniacki, meanwhile, is one of the workhorses of the circuit, both before temporary retirement and afterwards. I mean, I remember her doing the New York Marathon for fun.
For fun, trained for it while she was playing on the tour. It was incredible. But you saw there that Caroline Wozniacki 6 times has been to the 4th round of Wimbledon. It's the only major that she hasn't made it to at least the quarterfinals. saved 2 match points against Leylah Annie Fernandez in the second round. It's Fernandez who was the seeded player. Caroline Wozniacki is mentally tough.
Confirmation that this is their first meeting, but all I can see is the blue sky, Tracy. I'm just delighted to see it.
Delighted that the roof is open. It's been a really difficult day for the players, off, on, stop, start, because of the weather, because of the rain, and some of the showers were so loud. But now it looks like a beautiful early evening.
Serve.
This arena still reeling from the shock defeat of the world number 1 in the match that preceded this, and it sometimes has that an effect on a stadium, doesn't it? And I sometimes wonder whether it filters through to the players who are involved in the next match.
There's no doubt in my mind that to the third set with Iga Świątek and Julia Putintseva, who is now on an 8-match winning streak on grass. As that went to a third set, a lot of players found a TV set to watch to see what was happening, how this was taking place. And to be honest, it's not the biggest surprise, because Świątek has really not been able to adjust her game to the grass court surface.
And it is a very particular surface.
It is. Ball bounces low. Świątek has an extreme Western grip with the palm underneath the handle of the racket, and she struggles with low forehands and the speed that Putintseva was really targeting that forehand wing.
Would that be why Caroline Wozniacki, having been at this tournament 13 times, has not actually reached the quarterfinals?
Yeah, I think the backhand is fine. She could short take back, but it's the forehand that Wozniacki could be caught late.
First set. Rybakin E to serve.
Wow, Caroline Wozniacki with the serve right, the sun right in her eyes there. She'd be happy to go to that ad side where she's in shade. I've played on this court right about this time, and it's just over the top of the roof, and it's difficult to contend with the sun at that time.
She does make tennis look really quite easy, doesn't she, when she's playing well?
Because she has such fluid strokes, very technically sound.
Let second serve. (30-15).
So the contrast in styles, Rybakin E wants to be on offense as much as possible. Does not want to have her movement challenged. She moves well, but not the quickest on the tour, whereas Caroline Wozniacki, she is an incredible defender. If you're Wozniacki there, you're very upset missing a second serve because you had a shot at it. Racket on it at 86 miles an hour. There'd be a lot that would be moving past her.
Those volleys that you were talking about, she never seems panicked at the net.
She doesn't. Actually, she seems unflappable with her demeanor also. Remember when Rybakin E won the Wimbledon title? The ball was out just past her backhand side. She kind of gave a tiny fist pump with her left hand, and that was it. I felt like saying, you just won Wimbledon. Let's give us more. but it works for her beautifully.
That is a serve that does some damage.
Carolina Wozniacki to serve.
It's on.
Low 15. Elena Rybakina is challenging the call on left far sideline. The ball is called out. La 30.
So immediate pressure on the serve. Nicely done.
Caroline Wozniacki's backhand, I think, is the biggest weapon of her game. It's powerful, it's linear. She can hit it down the line or whip it cross court with really sharp angle. Most reliable shot.
Ferio.
Perfection.
30-40.
Rybakina hits such clean ground strokes off of both wings, but if there is one side that can go a little off, it would be the forehand side. I think both really feel comfortable with two-hander.
Let first serve.
This will be a serve that Rybakina will think that she can attack and dominate if she can really find a range. Break point.
That was a missed opportunity for Rybakina.
Deuce.
Second serve, 75 miles an hour, and Wozniacki gotten one first serve in out of 6. That will be troublesome if that continues.
Yeah. That sort of ball is going to be dealt with.
Advantage Rybakina. Game Rybakina.
Well, Rybakina has come out seeing the ball big early on here.
Rybakina leads by 2 games to love, first set.
Wozniacki getting a taste of just how powerful her opponent is.
Wozniacki 3 of 8 first serves. That's just really difficult because she's letting Rybakina get in the ascendancy so early in her return games. And then it's going to be tough to break the Rybakina serve.
Love 15.
David, the game within the game is the return of serve, one of the better return of serves on the WTA Tour against the one best serve. Puff of titanium paste. Used to be chalk.
And although these two have never played each other, and there are 9 years between them, there'll be no secrets out here.
I'm sure they've both watched a lot of each other's matches on television, maybe have even practiced, but it's very different to play that first time on a big court especially. Really made everybody stand up and realize that wow, she can really contend with the best in the elite. So after that result, really made everybody stand up and realize that wow, she can really contend with the best in the elite. So after that result,
It was a good win in the previous round against Leylah Fernandez. Brink of victory at one stage. That match moved over to court because of the bad weather that we've had the last few days. Wozniacki found a way through, just waiting for the calm to settle over court number 1 as people file in.
Love.
down so low. There's Wozniacki's dad on the right, her husband, David Lee, former player in the NBA, just to Peter's right.
There is a discrepancy in the power of the grand strokes of these two players right now. Elena Rybakina's coach on the left there, Stefano Vukov.
Looking at his watch. 12 minutes in, it's up 3-love.
This is so good. Everything's coming off.
15-40.
This is a clinical start for Rybakina. So hard and powerful through the court, and then uses the soft touch to bring Wozniacki into the forecourt. Body serve, I like it.
30-40.
Rybakina hovering around the baseline. Jammer.
I mean, how good is this start from Rybakina? Where do you go to be safe?
Rybakina leads by 4 games to love. First set.
Rybakina with 9 winners already. She's really hitting the ball with depth. Some of these rallies.
Love.
There'll be no panic for Wozniacki. She's encountered this sort of power before, of course. A rival of Serena Williams. She didn't win many of them, but she was competitive in a number of them.
Yes, she absorbs the pace beautifully.
She spent her career, Wozniacki, playing against players who do maybe hit the ball harder, but she beat a lot of them. Former world number 1.
Really shut down that net.
30-15.
Two-time finalist at the U.S. Open, 2009 to Clijsters, 2014 to Serena, and finally got her major, 28 Australian Open over half. Giving no time for Wozniacki. These speeds at the ground strokes from Rybakina's racket just so hefty right now. 17 miles an hour quicker on the forehand, 12 on the backhand.
Oh!
This is what Wozniacki needs to try to do. Keep Rybakina pinned well behind the baseline and on the move. An easy task.
Game Rybakina.
Another puff of chalk. And another ace.
Rybakina
And
leads
this
by 5 games to
clinical,
love.
clean
First set.
performance from Elena Rybakina continues. 5-love after just 18 minutes. Well. What a performance this is so far from Elena Rybakina, who has put in sporadically performances like this over the course of the year. At the start of this year, she won a title and she was just unplayable. But then ran into the Australian Open and lost out to Anna Blinkova in an extraordinary 22-20 tiebreak.
Right, just don't go over that so quickly. 22-20.
That's the longest tiebreak I've ever seen.
That's the longest tiebreak. I looked it up with somebody in the green room, and they said it was the longest in major history. But that was incredible. Blinkova in the second round.
Time.
I remember commentating on it. I needed to lie down afterwards. She's been around for a while, has Caroline Wozniacki. She became world #1 in 2010, so 14 years ago.
Thank you.
Spent 71 weeks as the world #1.
Allow 15.
Just dismissing these serves. Wozniacki, I think, is always known as so consistent, not only in her play, but in her results year after year.
Allow 30.
Just gets better and better and better.
Difficult with Wozniacki. He's not getting her first serves up over 100 miles an hour, so Rybakina is able to really punish them in the corners and take control of these points quickly.
3 set points.
Oh, come on.
Game and first set, Rybakina.
That is a 21-minute set of tennis against a former world #1. That's how good Elena Rybakina has just played to win that first set 6-love. You have to rub your eyes to believe the level. I mean, maybe it shouldn't be that much of a surprise. She's that good. She's won this title before, but that was absolutely awesome.
Really was. Just the amount of power that she's hitting with, and just one ace for Rybakina, but a clean 8 unforced errors, 16 winners, so double the amount of winners, and that's what Wozniacki usually does. Not a lot of winners, not a lot of mistakes, but she's able to extract errors from her opponent. She's not able to do that against Rybakina in that first set.
What does she do about it, Tracy?
If I'm Wozniacki at this point, I start to try to throw in a slice or two, because Rybakina, as most players do, like to hit the ball right at waist level, the same pace, and Wozniacki's pace, which was in the 60s, is just not bothering Rybakina now. Here's a little bit of Putintseva's idea. Where she mixed it up with some drop shots, some slices. Someone out on court now. I wonder if she's thinking about putting the roof on.
Yeah, can still see a little bit of blue up there, but there's also a few nasty looking clouds around.
While they start to close the roof, which will take, David Law, you should know this, how long? I don't know. Depends on where it's at.
I'll put the
Ladies and
stopwatch
gentlemen,
on.
we are going to have a small break to close the roof. Thank you.
While they have that break, it gives Wozniacki a chance to go talk to her dad, who has been her coach for most of her career. At certain times in her career, she's brought on a couple of others. It always goes back to Dad Peter.
This was a period where she was coached by former Australian Open champion Thomas Johansson. Sasha Bain, who was Serena Williams' former coach, was with her for a while, but yeah, nobody like Dad, who's been there throughout. But it's a pretty thankless task right now, isn't it? 6-love down after 21 minutes to know what to come up with, but well, maybe Tracy's tactics are the ones to try. The couple of slices.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because for Wozniacki, even try to go after her serve, red line a little bit more on her serve, even if you don't hit so close to the lines. Not as many second serves would be. But if there's one competitor out there that will never show any negativity, it's Wozniacki. Wozniacki's now getting her bag. Where's she going?
The roof's not moving yet.
The court attendants are standing ready with the covers as well.
Oh, I see. Because the rain must be coming and they want to get the covers on.
Which will mean dropping the net and wheeling the umpire out the way.
It's one of the greatest videos at Wimbledon. Was the umpires in the chair and they just wheel them right off. Rybakina does not want to stop.
I don't think I'd want to stop if I just won the first set, 6-love in 21 minutes.
No.
From farmers to athletes, here's to those working hard every day to change the way the game is played. Vital Farms, raising the standards.
Barclays is proud to partner with Wimbledon. We appreciate and with the right team behind you, possibility becomes reality. Barclays, official banking partner of Wimbledon.
Adorable.
They got that just about as right as she got her first set. And I dare say Caroline Wozniacki won't mind this break at all.
Barclays is proud to partner with Wimbledon. We appreciate the teamwork, passion, and precision it takes to achieve success.
Guys, keep coming.
And with the right team behind you, possibility becomes reality. Barclays, official banking partner of Wimbledon.
From farmers to athletes, changing the way the game is played starts before anyone else is watching. Vital Farms, raising the standards.
Effortless in the extreme.
From farmers to athletes, here's to those working hard every day to change the way the game is played. Vital Farms.
Barclays is proud to partner with Wimbledon. We appreciate the teamwork, passion, and precision it takes to achieve success.
Guys, keep coming.
And with the right team behind you, possibility becomes reality. Barclays, official banking partner of Wimbledon.
So that wasn't too long, was it? And Elena Rybakina, who frankly didn't want to leave in the first place because she was playing like a dream, is back out onto the court and will be hoping to continue where she left off, whereas Caroline Wozniacki will, I dare say, have been having a pretty animated conversation with her dad and coach, or at least having a good old think about what else to do.
It's one thing to have a game plan, it's another to see whether she can execute, but I'm sure that they've got long and hard.
everything Elena Rybakina did in that first set just seemed to come off.
16 winners to just 1 for Wozniacki. That's pretty much sums it up. And also the court positioning was really important.
Okay.
So the players will have a 4-minute warm-up here just to get their eyes in again.
So these will be different balls that they will warm up with. They save the match balls.
Yeah.
In the umpire's chair. They want to make sure that they start the match with the same amount of use, the proper amount.
Maybe off.
During that first set, it was very difficult for Wozniacki to push her way inside the baseline. Just 6% inside the baseline, and almost half of the balls that she struck were 2 meters beyond the baseline. So not as effective as Rybakina. Look where she is, 42% of the time inside the baseline, really dictating play, and only 4% 2 meters behind. So that's really is the tail of the tape of what's happening in this match. The offensive Rybakina is winning out. And this backs it up as well. Shots in attack. Elena Rybakina, 44% of the points she's in attack, and what illustrates it is the attack draw average is 23. So the entire tournament of Wimbledon so far, that is the most aggressive, the highest number of a player playing in the attack mode.
Goodness. And it has really felt like that all the way through. The overall scoreline will tell you the number of winners, but just simply watching her play has been quite an eye-opener.
It looks so easy, and Wozniacki is such an accomplished player, but she just can't get enough pace, enough depth. Can't get Rybakina off balance.
This has been what has tended to happen to Wozniacki over the years, is that she'll run into somebody on grass who just hits the ball that much harder and that much more cleanly and is more comfortable on the surface generally. You stick Wozniacki on a hard court and you might get a different sort of story. She won her Grand Slam on the hard courts in Australia in Melbourne 6 years ago.
Wozniacki really makes you earn every single point, runs down every single ball, uses the accuracy of her shots, the consistency, but the speed of some of the top players, the power. But I tell you, it takes a lot to be able to do that time and time again and sustain it over a 2 out of 3 set match, and that's where Wozniacki has been so successful.
Contra, her father, on the right there of the box. He said his. It's now up to Caroline to try to carry it out. But she's probably going to need some sort of level drop from Rybakina.
Yeah, and that's why Rybakina did not want to go off the court, because once you have that momentum, you don't want it stopped. So because it wasn't a very long interruption, it's just 4-minute warm-up.
Dare say he has not had to say too much at all, really. Just carry on, do what you were doing.
Rinse and repeat.
Stefano Vukov.
30 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, this is resumption of a match suspended due to rain. Elena Rybakina to the right of the chair leads by 1 set to love.
David Lee has changed seats. One over.
And the
Peter
warm-up.
Wozniacki. Maybe that's going to
Ball
change.
change, please.
Yeah,
he's an athlete. He was part of the Golden State Warriors when they won the NBA championship, so he knows a thing or two about competing in sports.
Yep. If in doubt, fall back on superstition, I say.
Be surprised how superstitious athletes are.
I can imagine that David Lee, Caroline Wozniacki's husband, has got a pretty decent serve on him. He's 6'9". There he is.
Second
It's
set.
a nail-biting business watching your
Rybakin
family.
to serve. Love. Out. 30 love.
De ce tournoi qui a connu 7 vainqueurs différentes lors des 7 dernières saisons. Et Rybakin E qui est désormais la seule à pouvoir empêcher qu'un 8e nom ne s'inscrive en 8 éditions au palmarès de ce Wimbledon.
15 love.
Et à Stuttgart plus récemment. veut rien lui lâcher. Ne veut rien lui laisser, lâcher. On en perd nos mots face à une pareille puissance. Elle a même eu le temps de se décaler sur cette deuxième balle à 120 km/h. Oui, monsieur, bravo. Il faut vous mettre au baseball.
Thank you.
Extatique.
Ladies and gentlemen.
On a eu quelques champions de cricket qui sont venus aujourd'hui visiter les joueurs sur le court central.
Advantage, Wozniacki.
Eh bien c'est fait. Elle s'en sort, Caroline Wozniacki, le sourire. Le sourire et les applaudissements pour celle qui va essayer de rallier pour la 7e fois le stade des 8e de finale ici à Wimbledon. Elle a toujours échoué d'ailleurs à ce stade-là, jamais atteint les quarts de finale du tournoi londonien. La marche est très haute, mais au moins elle a ouvert son compteur-jeu et ça a été applaudi comme il se doit. Un peu de réussite hein, sur cette volée haute liftée.
Law 15. Correction, boys, good. Carolina Wozniacki is changing the call on the right baseline. The ball was called in.
Ah oui. Pleine ligne, en effet, quasiment.
15 all.
Liste numéro 3.
Carolina Wozniacki has 2 challenges remaining. All.
Pourquoi pas la tester, non pas sur la largeur du court, mais en variant les distances. Petite balle un petit peu plus courte. Elle n'a pas trop su quoi en faire. Et une Rybakin E. Ce ne sera pas un full ace. J'ai cru entendre le cadre de Caroline Wozniacki. Peu importe, l'essentiel est d'aller boucler ce jeu pour la Kazakhstanaise. Ah oui, un faux rebond là. Elle a hésité avec le smash de fond de court sur le coup droit précédent. Et Rybakin E, elle a laissé le court grand ouvert. Et c'est une balle de break en faveur de Caroline Wozniacki. La première qu'elle obtient aujourd'hui. Sauvé avec autorité.
Advantage Rybakin E.
Un ace en tout et pour tout lors du premier set. Déjà 5 dans ce début de deuxième manche pour la Kazakhstanaise. Et le 6e pour elle en avait besoin. Aller remporter ce jeu de service qui lui permet de garder le leadership. Caroline Wozniacki qui va donc devoir réussir quelque chose de grand pour renverser Rybakin E, qu'elle affronte seulement pour la première fois dans sa carrière, et pour cause, avec ce break pour donner naissance à 2 enfants. Caroline Wozniacki n'avait pas assisté à l'éclosion Rybakin E sur le grand circuit. Et pour Caroline Wozniacki, eh bien, ce défi, il est tout sauf irréalisable, puisque vous vous en souvenez probablement au tour précédent face à la gauchère Leila Fernandez. Caroline Wozniacki, qui fêtera dans 5 jours ses 34 ans, a réussi à sauver 2 balles de match avant de triompher de la Canadienne.
Find your seats quickly, please.
Alors que Wimbledon est soulagé l'Angleterre s'est qualifiée pour les demi-finales après une séance de tir au but insoutenable face à la Suisse. Vous l'avez vécu sur B1. Novak Djokovic a même provisoirement arrêté de jouer face à une rumeur qui s'emparait du court central face à Popirine, match qui est à vivre sur beIN Sport 2. Le Serbe d'ailleurs qui avait perdu la première manche et qui est en train de remettre la main sur cette partie. Il mène 5-2 dans le deuxième set face à Popirine. C'est de cette manière, en tissant sa toile, essayons de faire bouger Elena Rybakina, que Caroline Wozniacki pourra continuer d'exister dans ce deuxième set. Elle a essayé de compenser le faux rebond. Caroline Wozniacki, ça ne l'a pas fait. Attention, première balle de break pour Rybakina dans ce deuxième set. Piotr est tout sauf serein. La manière avec laquelle Rybakina va chercher ce break est juste sublime, indirect du droit. Ah, on a l'impression qu'elle est dans un fauteuil pour relancer et pouvoir frapper dès le retour très fort dans la balle. Elle n'a aucun problème à gérer le service de son adversaire. On a parlé du deuxième tour de Caroline Wozniacki. Elle avait eu des difficultés face à une très bonne herbivore aussi. Laura Zygmunt, l'allemande, et Elena Rybakina au tour précédent. Et c'est peut-être le match dont elle avait besoin. En tout cas, la balle de Wozniacki ne lui fait absolument pas mal. Elle la martyrise au contraire. Et vous dire que du côté des superviseurs, on hésite à faire revenir sur le court Quentin Alice et Holger Rune. La pluie a cessé depuis maintenant une bonne demi-heure. Le soleil a réapparu sur le site de Wimbledon, mais ce court numéro 18 est à l'ombre. Donc c'est pas la luminosité, ils vont revenir, mais face à cette humidité qui est plus présente que sur les autres cours où le jeu a repris quasiment partout. En tout cas, quand il y avait des simples en jeu, on est au moins à l'échauffement et pour certains en train de jouer. Déjà, c'est le cas entre Fritz et Tabilo d'ailleurs. Eh bien, pour certains cours un peu plus à l'ombre, on hésite. Et on prend un petit peu de temps et évidemment quand Quentin Alice et Holger Rune seront de retour sur le court, on retournera sur le 18 pour voir la suite de ce match. Rybakina qui continue de dérouler au service. Impressionnante la Kazakhstanaise. Et voilà, en moins de temps qu'il ne faut pour le dire, la numéro 4 mondiale qui impressionne son coach. Elle est probablement irrémédiablement détachée pour une qualification en 8e de finale. Participations, 16 victoires et seulement 2 petites défaites pour Elena Rybakina ici à Wimbledon. La vainqueur de ce match qui ira défier la surprenante Wang Qinyu, la chinoise qui... Non, ça c'est pour l'adversaire d'Elina Svitolina. La vainqueur de ce match affrontera Kalinskaya qui a dominé Ludmila Samsonova en 2-7. 7-6, 6-2.
First serve.
Et Wang Qinyu de son côté qui avait battu Harriet Dart, la britannique. Ils peuvent pas gagner partout quand même, les britanniques. Alors qu'on a appris que Andy Murray en avait fini à Wimbledon sans pouvoir aller sur le court, monter sur le court comme on dirait dans un mauvais anglais, puisque vous l'avez peut-être suivi avec nous aujourd'hui. L'information vous a été donnée par Marie Patrux et Tatiana Golovin. Emma Raducanu en début d'après-midi a annoncé son forfait pour le double mixte. Elle s'était engagée aux côtés de l'Écossais pour ce qui devait être le dernier tableau ici à Wimbledon. D'Andy Murray s'est réveillé avec des douleurs au poignet droit. Et Mara Raducanu qui n'a en revanche pas déclaré forfait pour le tableau de simple. Elle qui affrontera l'Australienne Sun à l'occasion des 8e de finale néo-zélandaise, il me semble. Sun, je me suis fourvoyé, issu des qualifications. Heureusement que de temps en temps, avec ces prises de risque, il y a quelques fautes. Nouvelle opportunité d'aller mener 5-1 malgré tout. Un petit peu gourmande là, est allée chercher la ligne alors que Caroline Wozniacki semblait aux fraises, si vous me permettez l'expression, très triviale et en même temps très Wimbledon. D'ailleurs, la barquette de fraises a passé les 5 pounds. C'est un gros débat à Londres. C'est trop long. 4e balle de 5 jeux à 1. Aïe.
Advantage Rybakin.
Enfin, il est enfoncé à chacune des frappes d'Elena Rybakina qui roule sur Caroline Wozniacki et se retrouve maintenant sur une autoroute pour rallier la deuxième semaine à nouveau. Ici, elle mène 5-1, service à suivre face à une Wozniacki qui n'a tout simplement pas les armes. Jamais Rybakina en a été éliminé avant la deuxième semaine ici à Wimbledon.
Low 15.
Quatrième double faute. C'est la seule ligne de stats où elle est un petit peu en difficulté. C'est le pourcentage de points remportés derrière la deuxième balle. C'est peut-être ce qui l'a incité à en mettre un petit peu plus dans cette deuxième. Son 78 km/h extérieur pour recoller à 30A. Non, il en manque. Ah, ça semble avoir fini sa course dans le couloir, hein, malgré tout. Pour l'ancienne numéro 1 mondiale, on va suivre ça avec le challenge réclamé par la vainqueur de l'Open d'Australie en 2018. Ouais.
40-30.
Balle de match. Et ça fait en 2 temps, mais surtout moins d'1 heure. Elena Rybakina expédie Caroline Wozniacki. Un petit jeu laissé à l'ancienne numéro 1 mondiale pour la gloutonne kazakhstanaise. La vainqueur de l'édition 2022 avance et se taille un costume d'épouvantail. Caroline Wozniacki a beau être sur le retour.